Yo, what is up guys? So I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. Now this is technically like the day 48 recap, but this is going to be like possibly a different style to the recap. Rather than going over every single game that happens, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be taking inspiration from something that happened last night and then talking about that instead. And what I'm inspired to talk about last night is how freaking disappointed I am in these two teams. Actually, there are three teams. The three teams I'm most disappointed in. We're going to start off with the Indiana Pacers. They beat the Portland Trailblazers last night, and they're now 12-12 on the year. So, you know, they're playing 500 basketball, but they beat the Trailblazers off Paul George hero ball. Yo, Paul George scored 15 straight in the fourth quarter to will his team to the win, to will the Pacers to the win. And that's a good thing, yo. That's what star players should be able to do, you know, take over the game at any point in time, you know, basically carry their team to the win. That's what Paul George did. So, you know, props to Paul George for doing that, not taking anything away from that. But if you look at the Pacers as a whole, I am just sorely disappointed in what they've become. You know, the Pacers used to be one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, and I know they changed a lot over this offseason. They're basically a brand new team. Right now, they're giving up almost 108 points per game on average. Yo, that is good for number 25 in the NBA. They give up the 25th most points per game out of any team in the NBA at the moment. And I don't know what quite is going on with the Pacers. Their chemistry just hasn't been able to develop. And if their chemistry can't develop on offense, then it sure as heck isn't going to develop on defense, because that's where chemistry comes into play even more, because it comes with trust. Listening to like the guy giving directions, you know, normally there's like defensive anchor, you know, barking out all of the directions. Normally it's the guy in the middle. The guy in the middle is the best because he can see everything that's going on. So normally it's the center, so that would be Miles Turner. In which in other cases, Miles Turner hasn't really had experience. Maybe that's something that he has to learn to do. You know, he has to learn to be more vocal on defense. I remember when Andre Drummond was like that, when he was kind of like tentative to speak up on defense and bark out directions. The guy in the middle, the guy down low can see everything that's going on. The guy at the top, like guarding the point guard, can't see what the people behind him are doing. It's up to the guy in the middle to let the guys know. As the Pacers, like I said, it's not just that. It's a bit of everything, you know. It's just a team that, you know, every night you're actually not quite sure what you're gonna get, because some nights they're just awful. Like some nights you're watching them, it's just really bad, and the other nights it looks better, you know, it looks better, and then some nights it looks pretty good. You know, it's with the Pacers, you're just not sure what you're gonna get. I mean, they have no idea who they are as a team. You can tell that just by looking at them. What's it gonna take for them to get better? Honestly, time doesn't seem to be fixing it. To me, it seems like they're the same team they were at the start of the season. At the start of the season, where they were playing basically like this, I said give them time. You know, they're a new team, give them time to mold. I don't expect them to be perfect yet. Of course, I don't expect them to be perfect, but I do expect them to be further along than they were at the first game of the season, considering now they have played 24 games, so almost a third of the season is almost up. They still really haven't figured out anything, so you know, hopefully that changes soon. Speaking of the Portland Trailblazers, like I said, they lost Indiana Pacers last night. That's another team I'm highly disappointed in. You know, the Blazers are what, 12-13 now on the year, so below 500. Last year was like a feel-good year for Portland Trailblazers team. You know, they lost basically their entire team. They still made the playoffs, made the second round. You know, Damian Lillard was having an amazing year, and this year is more of like a slap of reality for the Portland Trailblazers, where the reality is that they can't play defense to save their lives. They honestly can't. They can't play defense. And if they're not outscoring you, which sounds basic, of course you have to outscore someone to win an NBA game, but no, if they're not outscoring you, like I mean outscoring you as in Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are going off, and even last night, yo, they combined for, what was it? They combined for 67 points, yo. Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, 67 points, and the Blazers still wind up with an L. Most nights, that's what they rely on to go get a W, but it'll be much easier for that to work if you're playing some defense as well, because if you have one of the best offenses in the NBA, it doesn't matter if your defense can't do anything to help your offense, because look at this. Look at this. Portland Trailblazers are giving up almost 112 points per game. 112 points per game. They're averaging like 110, which is really good. They're averaging like 110, but they're giving up 112 a game. When you're giving up more points than you're scoring, that's what results in L's. That's what losing teams have. That's what teams that are playing below 500 basketball have. Of course, they're not going to be averaging more points than they're giving up, because I mean they're winning. So you know, it's their defense. When you're scoring that many points per game, it's obviously not your freaking offense. It's your defense. And defensively, it's just everything is a mess. I mean, perimeter defense is a mess. Interior defense is a mess. Just an entire defense is a mess, and I'm disappointed in it. Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum going out here scoring every night, but they have to play defense too. They can't just score. They have to focus on defense. Damian Lillard's defense this year has been trash. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Damian Lillard has not been playing defense basically at all this season. For the Blazers, I don't know what it's gonna take now. I honestly don't. I mean, like for a minute or two, they will play some defense. For like a minute or two in stretches, they will play some defense, and then they'll just give up. Which is not good. A lot of people are saying, yo, trade for like Andrew Bogut, trade for Nerlens Noel, some defensive-minded center like that, and that would help. But defense is a team effort, so throwing a great defender into the mix of the Portland Trail Blazers might help just a little bit. But until the whole team decides to play defense together, it's not gonna get better. Yo, the Minnesota Timberwolves going into the season, this was supposed to be the year. This was supposed to be the year that they break out. Not like break out into like an amazing team, but play at least around or close to 500 basketball, I think was the expectations for the Minnesota Timberwolves this season. And they are not even playing, not even close to that, not at all, The Minnesota Timberwolves are 6-17 on the year so far, 6-17 on the year, playing 33% basketball, 33% win rate right now, and that's awful. And I don't think they should be allowed to go to the lottery again. I really don't, because when you have Zach LaVine, you have Karl Anthony Towns, you have Andrew Wiggins, I even really like Chris Dunn. I just think he needs more playing time. But still, you have all that talent. You do not need another lottery pick. So I think the NBA should take straight up just take away their lottery pick. Because they don't need it. Let's be honest with you. The problem with the Timberwolves, I have seen this now. I've come to a conclusion after watching their last game against the Pistons. The problem with the Timberwolves is this. Flat out, it's that they're selfish. The Timberwolves are a selfish team. You have Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, and Karl Anthony Towns. And they don't play together whatsoever. They do not play together whatsoever. It's all about getting mine on that team. That's just what it looks like to me, at least. It looks like the Timberwolves are more impressed with getting stats, like growing their name as a star in the league than winning games. I think their egos are too big. See, when you have that much talent, you have to put aside your egos. And all these guys coming into the league were seen as like future stars in the NBA. So they were anointed this future stardom, to be some of the best players in the NBA. And I think that's gotten to their head so much that they can't play team basketball together. They have to be humble. They have to humble themselves and learn to play some team basketball. Now, I know exactly when it will happen. When they get freaking tired of losing. People are like, oh, these guys are so great, but yet they can't win, so they just suck. Then that's when they will start winning. When they realize, yo, we have to play together as a team to start getting some of these W's, because they look at this. You have 3 guys averaging 20 points per game on the team. 3 guys averaging 20 points per game. On any given night, one of them can go out for 30 to 40 points, and yet they still can't win. The potential to have a big 3 that was together basically since day 1 is not a common thing in the NBA. This could be a thing of beauty for a long, long time to come, as long as they can learn to put their egos aside and do what it takes to get the team to win and not to meet their season averages. And then you'll start seeing them get some W's. But that about wraps it up. Let me know what you guys think about this type of recap down in the comment section below. Did you like it more? Did you not? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about these teams down in the comment section below. Do you guys think it was off on this? Do you think I was right on? Just let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, like the video if you liked the video, and subscribe if you haven't already for more NBA videos uploaded every single day. And you guys already know, I'll be right back here tomorrow with some more NBA discussion, some more NBA talk like that. Until then, keep getting the Bucks, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!